Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world, and to all my many American, US-based subscribers, happy Independence Day, 4th of July. What a shame what's going on in South Africa, and it's going back to the whole problem with the health industry. And the new Minister of Health is not going to make it any better, believe me. And we're going to be covering that in the near future. But here's the story for you. A Durban man whose father's mouth was infested with maggots after he was admitted to the RK Khan hospital say he will not rest until the staff at the facility pay for neglecting him. Azad Abraham said he was livid with the hospital staff after his 52-year-old father, Abdul, who suffered a stroke and had mobility issues, was found with the maggots in his mouth shortly before his death. A video of the creatures in his mouth emerged this week showing the visibly unwell man's upper lip infested with moving maggots. Speaking to a paper shortly after his father's funeral on Wednesday, a distraught Abraham said he would do all in his power to ensure that others do not suffer like his father. I do not want others to go through what I have. I took such good care of my father, but the treatment we received at the hospital and the unprofessionalism of the staff is horrendous. It cannot go on. You don't want to land up in a public hospital in South Africa, believe me. That's just a roadmap to suicide. It is absolutely appalling what's happening. The nursing care is generally shocking. There might be a few nurses out there who are still doing the right thing, but a hell of a lot of them aren't. They don't give a flying F. Going on. Abraham said his father's troubles emerged after he was admitted to hospital on June the 19th. My mother came home from work to find his leg turned completely black and had become like jelly. He had previously been to the hospital for sores, but we were told it was not bad and given antibiotics and sent home. During admission, Abraham said nurses were degrading his family because of his strong smell coming from his father. The doctor was excellent, but the nurses were so unprofessional. How many times have we heard this? The BEE nurses, so friggin' unprofessional. Spraying perfume all over, but not engaging us. He said it was decided that his father would be operated on as soon as possible. However, days later, no surgery had taken place. On the morning of June the 23rd, Abraham said he called the hospital and was told they were cleaning his father. I thought they were brushing his teeth and bathing him. I arrived at 10 a.m. to visit. When I saw my dad, his upper lip looked a bit swollen. Abraham said when he inspected closer, he was shocked. Maggots were crawling and so active and moving. I lost my mind. I screamed. I couldn't believe that no one was attending to him. The first thing anyone does in the morning is brush their teeth. They couldn't even do that. Not even a guard came into the room. They just isolated my dad in the room because of the smell. He said that after taking a moment to calm himself, he went back to his father to find that nothing had been done. When I returned, they still refused to assist. I asked the nurse for utensils and tissue paper and cleaned him myself. Abraham said nurses only began helping after a relative reported the matter to the Health Professions Council of South Africa on the same day. He said he was appalled by the hospital. I am so traumatized by this whole thing. A hospital is supposed to take care of our health. They could not even brush his teeth. They get paid to brush someone's teeth. You take an oath to care for patients, but this is how you treat him. Abraham said his father was possibly not clean for the duration of his June admission. For 5 days they never cleaned my father. I took care of my father every second of my day. I never had a child, girl, friend, or family. You couldn't do simple things like brush his teeth. They couldn't look after his mouth. You see maggots in dead people, not someone who is alive. The Department of Health said it had passed on its condolences to the family. Spokesperson Nkumisa Mafundu said the department was extremely concerned about the filming and distribution of footage depicting a patient. You know what they're actually extremely upset about? Is the expose on how friggin' inept the hospital system is in South Africa. That's the bottom line. They hate being shown up. It is absolutely appalling. Anyway, Mafunda, the Department of Health spokesperson, continued to say, such an act, even if perpetrated by relatives of the patient, as it sometimes happens, constitutes a violation of the patient's inherent right to privacy and dignity. What about proper care in the hospital? Jeez, it's been a while since I've done this, but guess what? You can pog my horn, you piece of, you know what, POS. Mafunda said that although the department was prohibited from divulging clinical details of a patient and how they managed, it confirmed that it had been treating him. It claimed that Abraham had a history of neglect and suffered from a number of serious ailments. Now, isn't that breaching client confidentiality, suggesting that he had a history of neglect? You know, this is a guy who's now trying to cover his own ass because this guy's got maggots in his mouth while he's still alive, and the hospital did nothing about it. It is absolutely disgusting. Health professionals who were attending to a particular patient were concerned but not alarmed by certain developments during treatment. Well, they are obviously friggin' incompetent if he's got maggots in his mouth. Mafunda said necessary protocols had been put in place to improve his condition. Yeah, you know what that is? It's an acronym. BS. Bullshit. This is the nature of BEE, incompetence and corruption happening all over South Africa. She further criticized the media for attempting to simplify and discuss in the public space clinical patient matters which are confidential, complex, and protected by law. These guys are sick. They're just covering their own asses. Doesn't matter who dies in the meantime. They don't care. As long as they get their paycheck, you know. On the Friday, there's the money. That's all I'm interested in. Yeah, that's how it works in South Africa today. Duty of care has gone out the window. Difficulties arise when this happens, as the department is unable to either confirm nor repudiate any allegation, as this would be in contravention of the National Health Act. Don't they just love to hide behind the legal system when it suits them? Isn't that interesting? Let me repeat that. This woman says, difficulties arise when this happens, as the department is unable to either confirm nor repudiate any allegation, as this would be in contravention of the National Health Act. I'm calling you out, ma'am. You're a POS, okay? It's an acronym. Look it up on Google. And if the hat fits, wear it. And it fits perfectly on you. Anyway, she went on to say, clinical matters and related decisions by clinicians on the management of patients are highly complex and may be influenced by a variety of factors which may not always be understood by laypersons, including, with all due respect, members of the media. Well, with all due respect, madam, when you got a patient who's still living with maggots in their mouth, that doesn't say much for the health system in South Africa. I'm sorry. It's quite simple. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed ring the bell to get the update. And remember, this weekend we have a huge weekend with live streams on tonight, 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, Friday night, 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, and the whole of Saturday and the whole of Sunday during the day, Johannesburg time. And we're delivering tons and tons of food to impoverished white people in squatter camps right around Gauteng. Take care, guys. Have a great day.